DNA blueprints, unlocking your individuation. Imagine, if you will, that every human has 64 facets through which they can view and live their lives. Supposing you were given a map of where these perspectives lived, what shape and form they are in, each existing on a scale of frequency from dark to light, that you were free to move the dial simply through awareness. Your DNA is encoded exactly with that map. Your blueprint is determined at the moment of your birth and 88 days before. It is known as your human design chart, and it's just about as unique as your fingerprint. Each of these facets, let's call them gates, open up insight into your conscious and subconscious mind. They network through pathways, highlighting the challenges and gifts that each give you an opportunity to explore. Whilst there are 68 gates, only 26 or less, for there may be duplicates, are defined in your chart. These are based on the planet positions at the time of your birth. The gene keys offer another perspective of the gates, focusing on the frequency rather than the analytics of the human design system, put very simply. Here we are offered contemplation to help determine exactly where your dial is on the scale of vibration, helping you choose to turn up the volume of your own life experience. Simply using logical analysis will never grasp the potential of insight available through this system. Nor must we be hung up on label. Do I have this one or not? Oh, this makes me good, or I've got a problem with this one. None of that. I see these systems as a key to unlock the higher dimensions of who you are, and they provide an excellent blueprint roadmap to start the journey. I also see there is potential to explore the asteroids, the feminine archetypes who were dismissed during the Western astrological development. The four major asteroids, Ceres, Pallas, Juno and Vesta, along with Chiron, provide an even deeper insight into our nature and nurture. There are excellent teachers and books explaining these maps in detail, which I invite you to explore. Be mindful that a reading from an expert may spell out what the blueprint is, but few have the answers on how to embody the higher frequencies. It's about moving from theory into ownership. Most are wondering, well, what do I do with this information now that I've had a read? Now, I don't claim to be an expert in this area. My most powerful work is done through DNA encoding and transmutation, and I'm going to continue focusing on my gifts, my genius. However, rediscovering this tool recently provides the map to the cracks and the crevices in which to explore in more detail, and opens the path up for more to explore. Whilst we all have the ability to shift through awareness up into higher being, few realize how to sustain it, or the importance of the energetic and doing the work itself to maintain this higher vibration. These are the fundamental laws of the universe that few explore in depth. I chose to create this talk not only to open up the invite to explore your own DNA blueprint through human design and gene keys, which is the path of your own unique individuation. I also invite you to consider the bigger picture at play at this crucial time of evolution. The entry of Pluto into Uranus ruled Aquarius in the early months of 2023 marks the phasing out of New Age thinking, which is no longer relevant on the new timeline, based on the old frequency of separation, always trying to fix ourselves for continuous self-improvement. Trust that if you are listening to this, you have a deep desire to be and lead into the cutting edge of consciousness. Out of the me drive, flitting from one so-called guru to another, looking for answers outside yourself. The slow, linear path of healing is not required. You've been there, done that, and you know it did not ignite the potential you know you have. You long to be in a space where you can claim, embody, and expand through your own inner awareness and personal evolution. Learning to ride the waves of the higher frequencies as they wash over the planet and the collective, watching as the manipulated realities of duality die off. You are ready for recalibration on all levels of your being, to remain present, to accept and welcome in the flow of life itself. Spiritual bypassing with continuous positivity is like a moth only looking at the flame, never willing to see the shadow behind it, and realizing it. Always be there. Embrace it. By understanding your own DNA blueprint as a starting point for your potentiality, you start to grow in your own sovereignty, moving towards eco-consciousness, away from the shadow manifestations of lingering duality thinking. Cancel culture and wokeness are an illusion to themselves. Move into the realm of the mystery with fascinating wonderment. Grab a front seat row and your popcorn to watch what unfolds as the old world falls apart and the new starts to blossom above the surface, knowing the seeds have been planted over the last 60 years or so. You are here at this time to water and nurture this new way of being, as only you can, to be a legacy leader and creator. This has to start with knowing the truth of who you really are. I invite you to consider taking guidance from someone who has walked this path for many lifetimes, who has dedicated eons in harnessing the power of the universal energies. Make sure they are a Gnostic, a master of their own knowing. Your guide must be living it, not just teaching it, dedicated to the expansion of consciousness, not commercialism. Find someone that can stir the cauldron for deep transformation without allowing in the victim mentality to dilute the potency. If you are ready to drop into a space where others walk alongside you, there can be exponential growth created through synergy and synthesis when true ownership and authenticity show up. Find a leader who can recount a story in such a way it comes alive in your imagination and emotions, engaging all aspects of absorption and embodiment. Ensure they know how to ask the right questions to unearth your true relationship with the energies of each gate. Do not rely on anyone to give you what you need. You must take self-responsibility to dig deep and find the answers within. A true master knows they have nothing to teach. They are here to prompt and facilitate your own awakening. Use these pointers to help determine what the right environment and who the right person is for you. When you are ready, the teacher shows up. Whatever path you choose, make it a space where you can commit to doing the work and showing up. Intentions are of little use if you do not have the discipline or accountability to implement. Don't just get a reading for the sake of accumulating a little bit more know-how of who you are. You have to do something with that information to make it worthwhile. As the Mystic Sherpa, I love taking people through their own unique roadmap, guiding them through the gates, unlocking with the keys of consciousness, activating the DNA coding so you can access the wisdom of your potential. Improve the quality of the vessel in which you drive through the journey of life, upping the ante in your body, mind and spirit through your encoding, which fast-tracks and sustains your new awareness about yourself. To become comfortable living in a state of self-forgiveness, so that the hungry search for spiritual truth can settle down inside you as you learn to switch on your innate knowing, beyond anything you can learn or be taught. This is the key to the new era. This is the domain of sovereign being, to embrace all of life and internalize your brilliance. to let go of your monkey mind and awaken a new level of perception, discernment, and knowing. We are on the cusp of radical changes within society and the world itself. The last few years have clearly defined those who have lived in fear and are content with subserviency, many enjoying being told what to do. It has also opened many doors for those ready to claim their liberation, the wake-up call on what life is really about. And those numbers are growing exponentially. And if you're still listening to this, you are one of them. But you have to find and navigate your own path during this time of shadow of confusion, of transition. But you know your unique beacon is here to light an exact path to your potency. And in doing so, you inspire others to turn their own lights on. You're not here to fix or rescue anyone. Focus on your own glorious brilliance and illumination. For the paradox of unity is to find and claim your individuation first. You are not here to blend into the landscape of dullness. Shine brightly as only you can, through your deepest self-expression and authenticity. Ignite the excitement as you cross over the threshold into a new space of opportunity. Use the energy of this universal year of 7 in 2023 to anchor in your foundation before the power year of 2024 and the year of endings, the 9 year in 25. May you travel well on your journey. Wherever you are is the perfect place to start. If it does appeal to seek guidance as you traverse this new landscape, then consider joining me in the gateway as I help you navigate the passage back home to your own heart and activating those higher frequencies for which you are innately coded. This is the year to commit to your deepest transformation and ownership yet. It is time.
Download Insight Timer to listen to this track ad-free.